Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name is Dustin Heiner, and I have Charles Rose Jr. here with me on the show. And we want to help you learn how to quit that JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate so you never, ever have to work a job again. And today we are following up on a series on the recession, how to invest through the recession, and all of these other episodes. Check in the links in the description. We're going to be giving all these out so you can go back and watch the market update, what you should do to be prepared for this correction or crash or recession coming. Now, we're talking about financing today. One of the biggest topics that all students that we have hundreds of students, almost even thousands of students now, but out of all of them, it's always financing. That's the number one thing everybody always talks about. So Charles, thank you so much for being here. You are fantastic at financing, getting private money, utilizing creative ways. So let's talk about financing. So I'm super glad to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, man. It's always great to be on the show, especially when we get to help people with these same strategies that we implement to build generational wealth for our families. And so this topic of financing is such a great topic. And, the Lord has blessed us where we can share it with others.
And you're right. Like, this is a big conversation that we need to have. And I love that there are so many ways to get financing to be able to buy a property. In fact, I personally have done 14 or 15 different types of financing, everything from obviously cash to conventional loans, to private money, to hard money, to commercial loans, signature loans. I've even done a credit card. That's definitely an advanced strategy, but I've done so many different ways. Actually, I have an entire episode that I want you to check out where I literally go through 14 or 15 different ways that I get financing for properties. And we're not going to go into every single one of those. Definitely check out that video or that episode. And so I'll put the link in the description for that, the 14 or 15 different ways to get financing. It'll literally give you everything that I have done, show you how to do it so that you can be prepared when you need financing, because not everybody has a lot of cash to get started. Not everybody has a rich uncle they can borrow money from, but there's so many other ways to do that. So definitely check that out. But what we're going to be talking about too is as the recession's coming, the recession is coming. I don't think it's here yet, but definitely check out that video where we talk all about the market update. What we want to do is we want to be prepared to buy the good properties that do come, because even in this right now and in the recession, good deals are going to come. We need to be ready to buy them. So the biggest thing that we love to do is have so many tools in our toolbox to buy a property. You have a property, a good deal, you have it under contract, you're about ready to buy it, but you don't have enough money, your own personal money. But think of like a contractor. A contractor is going to have a tool belt with a bunch of tools. Each tool he can pull out and plug it into whatever he needs to do, like a Phillips screwdriver, whatever it might be. Same thing with real estate investing. We use financing in all these different ways of financing. Remember the 14 or 15 different ways that I already told you about? These are different tools. Now, with these tools that we put into our business, we can buy just about every single property, because if you have a good deal, money's going to flow with that. And Charles, you're absolutely a testament to this, because you're fantastic about getting private money, other people's money, to buy the properties.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things you have to realize is there's always a way to make it work. And, real quick, one of the things that I ran into when I started investing was after my first two deals, I didn't have any more money. And so I wanted to find a way. And so I hopped on a coaching call with Dustin and talked to him and was like, hey, I need to find a way. I need to buy some more properties. And so, we strategized and we came up with using private money and created this whole system on how to use it. And now we get to share it with other students as well, with some of our students. And so it was such a great way to utilize to buy deals. And if you don't know what private money is, it's simply, you go into a person, maybe family, maybe friends, someone you've met, rather than going to a bank. So you go into an individual rather than a bank or some sort of institutional lender, and you're borrowing money, paying them interest. So you're creating a win-win situation to buy more properties. It is such a great strategy that you can use to buy deals. And we have videos that talk about that, and we can certainly you can certainly get them in the show notes as well too.
Totally. And with that, to be prepared at any time, not just in the time of recession, which we're going into now, but at any time in investing, we need to have these people, these other organizations, or whoever, it's a bank, it's your uncle, it's a rich family member, whatever it might be. We need to be ready and have that relationship already built. We need to make sure that they already know that we're an investor. So that's with building your relationship with other people who have the financing, calling up mortgage brokers, literally getting them ready to make sure that you can get a loan, getting pre-qualified, even talking to hard money lenders, talking to private money lenders, going to your bank and say, hey, can I have a signature loan? I want to get ready for investing. And so what we do is before we're even going to buy any properties, we figure out what type of rates they're going to have. What's the interest rate going to be? What term is it going to be? How long is it going to be? Any other, let's say, fees? How much things are going to cost for these loans? A timeline. How long is it going to take to get these loans? We need to have these relationships built, and on top of that, know what it's going to take to get the money to then buy the property, because we want to have all this laid out before we have a deal, but we cannot figure out a way to get financing. And all of a sudden now a deal actually turns into, oh man, I just got to let it go away. Like I've actually lost money now because my earnest money, which is you put money to down payment or down deposit, and then you lose it. And then it's a bad deal instead because you lost money. So we want to make sure we have all this, your network set up, all these people already set up. You already know everything about the rates and terms and all that sort of stuff before you buy any properties.
Absolutely. And, Dustin, one of the things that people ask, we have students ask it all the time. Well, where do I find these lenders? How do I find them? And so it's here's a quick strategy that may seem so simple. Like one of the things that you can do to find these lenders is literally joining a bunch of like Facebook groups, right? And like on real estate investing. So let's just say you're investing in Cleveland, Ohio. You could search Cleveland, Ohio Investors Group or Ohio Investors Group. You can post in the groups and ask like, who do you recommend for private money, or who do you recommend for hard money? Or you could find out what other people are using. And one of the things that our students do among themselves is at Master Passive Income, we share resources. We have a lenders list. So you can literally go on that list and see other lenders that students are using. I've personally used that list, Dustin, to finance several deals, like literally. So I'm using it too, and our students are using it. And so it is such a great strategy. I mean, just the other day, Dustin, I was telling you about this lender who I got at like 4.99% when interest rates for commercial loans are around 6 and 7s. And you're like, totally, I send that to me. Let me put it on the list. So
I love that after coaching now hundreds or almost even thousands of students now, they've basically given them the Master Passive Income model on how to invest, how to make sure you're making $250 or more, how to build the business so that it runs its own, how to scale your business, quit your job. They've already done all the hard work, the lead work to find the property managers, areas of the country, the financing, mortgage brokers, hard money lenders, all that sort of stuff. They've built the entire business, their business, and then they share it with Master Passive Income students. It was like you said, we have a huge laundry list of managers to areas of the country to the financing options that we have out there. And that's the best thing is, as I just talked about with finding other mortgage brokers, building your network, getting around other people. I've said this, I'll say this all the time. Real estate investing is not about properties, it's about people. The more people that you can help, the more money you can make, the better you can do investing in real estate. Same thing with helping other students, like at Master Passive Income students. So we have the group coaching that we all get on, a group coaching call. I think last time, we had like 25 people on. It was so awesome. We all worked together. People were laughing, we were joking, and getting education as well. Us, you and I, Charles, coaching them as well. And so if you're building that network around you, you're having other people that from their lessons, their ideas, their hard work finding the right people in their business, you're being able to piggyback up off of them. Now, Charles, let's give them, everybody listening and watching this, let's give them some quick ways to get some quick wins. So a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan is a fantastic way to get started to buy a property. Let's say you get a duplex or a triplex. A Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan, if you have a good credit, if you want to buy a duplex, you can actually move into the property yourself, hopefully put with an FHA loan. Another way is a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA loan, doing a house hack, like all these different options to get financing for a property. You're utilizing your own credit. Now, in the future, this is what I teach all my students. We build the business first. We make sure we have an actual LLC created. We start building business credit. And in a couple of years down the line, we're utilizing the business credit instead of our own personal credit to buy these properties. Now, when we're getting started though, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans, FHA loans, these are all great ways to invest in real estate. And I know you started with a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. And so, Charles, utilizing these types of loans, getting ready now, we will be able to utilize these if there is a recession. So absolutely. So talk to us about how you are helping your students with these Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loans, FHA loans, house hacking, all that sort of stuff.
With my students, Dustin, one of the things that we look at with each student is we figure out, and I always tell everyone, figure out what's the best funding strategies to use right where you are, right? Because every student comes, at a different point. Some students may have a lot of money in the bank. Some students may be a perfect candidate for the FHA loan. Maybe they could use this loan and like you said, live in it for a year or two, get that low down payment up, as low as 3.5% with the FHA loan. One of the ways I teach a lot of students and they love is the private money. In fact, I forgot to tell you this, Dustin, but one of my students, he just found two lenders, I think it was a hard money and a private money lender who's both going to work with him with 0% down,
Zero down.
Zero down, as long as
Wow.
he find properties that are 70%, he can borrow up to 70% of the ARV of the property, which is great, right? And so we work with students all the time to find these lenders, but definitely we try to help them come up with the best financing strategy based on where they are. Typically, we save like the private money for after they get one or two deals, then we go to the private money. But at first, we teach them all of these other ways, and Dustin, has a ton of ways that you could invest. And as Dustin mentioned, he even bought a deal with a credit card. So, I mean, every time I think about Dustin, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, Charles, you're going to have to make sure you get me the lenders, the private money, and the other one that your student found with 0%. We're going to have to put that in the student community so everybody else can see that as well. I love you have a tip that you give, which is awesome, because as we're investing in real estate, you're going to run into roadblocks. A lot of my students say, hey, Dustin, I called up a mortgage broker and they said, no, they can't give me a loan. Well, we don't stop there. So talk to us about your tip you have.
Yeah, so quick tip on that. So yeah, we encourage students to call around, ask questions, and something that we tell them all the time. This is something that Dustin always told me: be patient, keep on searching. But as you do that, a quick tip. So if someone says, no, they can't help you with this type of deal, or no, we don't have any no down payment loans, a really good question to ask them is, well, who do you recommend that does it? Or who do you recommend that has no low down payment loans? Or who do you recommend that does FHA loans, or whatever you're looking for? Or if you needed one, who would you use? Ask the lenders who they would use. One thing, oftentimes lenders know lenders. Lenders know lenders. So if you ask those questions, you'll be so surprised. I go through that all the time. Also, my students, when they ask that question, they're like, wow, I went to this lender and he didn't have the product I was looking for, but he knew like 3 or 4 other lenders that had it. And so it's such a great way. So you might as well make use of that call, right? Like, so if they can't help you, a lot of times they know someone else who can help you.
That's a terrific point. And I'll give you an example of how that works out. So I had a student who they found a house. I think it was like $50,000 they were buying for it. And when they bought it, they were going to make $280 a month in passive income. So it's a really good property. And to get the loan, she had to put a down payment down. Now, usually mortgage brokers, the minimum that they can borrow is $50,000. And so with that $50,000, she would be below that, which means she could not use that loan. She called 23 different mortgage brokers. Eventually, on the 23rd one, she found a mortgage broker that said, yes, our minimum is $30,000. So she didn't give up. She kept asking, who else could I talk to? Who else could I talk to? Eventually, her 23rd mortgage broker actually could do it. She closed on the property. That lender is actually in our student lender list. So once you join the membership or the coaching, we'll definitely get you that as well. But hey, everybody, I'm so glad that you are getting started investing. Make sure your financing is in order before you start investing. That's what we do, making sure that we can buy the great properties that we find. So glad you guys are here with Charles and myself. We'll see you guys in the next one.